The pursuit of happiness is a funny thing. Humans are scarcely ever happy. And you're always found chasing happiness. Even when your heart is full, you'll make sure that you'll end up chasing the next canon event. I think this is kind of what sums up how Manu Bhakar's days have been recently. Manu Bhakar started her journey way back in 2018, and when she became the Youth Olympic champion, and the first time she climbed the podium, it would have felt like home, like a place where she belongs. And that kind of started a chain of events which saw her chase greater glory, and her first pit stop was Tokyo 2020. Now, going into the event, obviously, like there were great hopes from the contingent, especially Manu and also Saurav Chaudhary. They were expected to get golds in their respective events, but surprisingly, in a very shocking turn of events, India returned with no medals. That set in motion quite a few things. There were massive rule changes in the sport itself. Then some shooters retired, some gave up the sport first and then switched disciplines. Few like Manu and Anjum went into repression, and one even went on a pilgrimage. Interestingly, after that, Manu took a lot of time to recover. She was not medaling at all. Her form had obviously dipped, and it's quite understandable why that happened. But precisely 604 days later, she won her first ISSF medal, a bronze, in Bhopal since the Tokyo horror. And from there, a new journey started. And a month later was when Jaspal Rana was back in her life. They had fallen apart after, there were some differences between the coach and Manu ahead of Tokyo. But Jaspal returned to her life and things started falling in place once again. And obviously we could see the results when, a year later actually, when the Olympic selection Olympic selection trials results came out, and Manu topped both 10-meter air pistol and 25-meter sports pistol. Now coming to the Olympics, obviously it started with the 10-meter air pistol, and on July 27, Manu made sure, that she finishes in the top 8 in the qualification to make the final. And with that, she became the first Indian woman in 20 years to make an Olympic final. But knowing that her job was only half or less than half done, to be precise, she quietly left the ranges that day because she had a bigger job at hand. The next day, in the final hall, Manu never dropped out of the top 3, continuing from where she left the previous day. And this time, she made sure she got that bronze home. Interestingly, she missed out on a silver by just 0.1 points. And talking about misses, I'll get to it, but there have been a lot of misses, and what could have been really frustrate an Indian shooting fan now. Going back to Manu now, she also medaled in the mixed event of 10-meter air pistol when she paired up with Sarabjot. More than Manu obviously entered the history books when she medaled again in 10-meter air pistol mixed team, because she became the only woman after PV Sindhu to have medaled twice in the Olympics. Manu was well on the way to win a third medal as well in 25-meter sports pistol, and she qualified second behind Veronika Mayor of Hungary, who in fact finished with the qualification Olympic record of 5:92. But Manu in the final, again, she looked like she was on an altogether different trail and nobody could catch up to her. Initially, though, there was a bit of a flutter when she shot a 2 in the first series. But yeah, she got back well, escaped elimination, and eventually finished third, tied with none other than Mayor. But so obviously the winner had to be decided via shoot-off, and Manu ended up hitting one less than the Hungarian shooter. So a bit painful, yeah, but all's well that ends well. And Manu, obviously, she has gone where nobody has been before. Moving on to the other shooters, I was talking about Sarabjot winning the mixed team medal with Manu. Why it must have felt so great for Sarabjot to finally medal because in the individual event, Sarabjot missed out by an inner 10. He couldn't make the final by the difference of an inner 10. Now I'll try to put into perspective what an inner 10 is. It's basically the difference of around 5 millimeters, which is like the graphite lead of one unsharpened wooden pencil. So you can guess how that would look like from 10 meters away. So yeah, that that close a margin and he couldn't make the final. Who would have known? He could have brought back another medal as well. Talking about missed medals, obviously there was Arjun Babota also, who seemed well on track to medal until, again, the dreaded last shot when he hit a 9.5. Up to that shot, everything was going well, and until that shot, ahead of the last shot, he was just trailing by 0.2 with 0.2 behind Miran Maricic of Croatia. But yeah, that final shot, that final 9.5 made the difference, and it was Maricic who took the bronze. We had yet another fourth place. It doesn't seem to get over. The disappointment didn't seem to get over anytime soon. But when in the skeet mixed team event, Ananjit Singh Naruka and Maheshwari Chauhan, they missed out on a bronze medal by one target. Yes, it came down to that one target again when China hit one more than India. China won the contest 44-43. And Liu Jianlin wonderfully hit all shots. He got all his targets correct, and that's how India lost another medal. Moving on, our third medal came from the unlikeliest of categories, where India has never even made the finals before in the Olympics. It came from the 50-meter rifle 3 positions event, where Swapnil Kosale not just made the finals, but made it a point to return home with the bronze medal. And not that he was consistently hitting high scores, but what made the difference eventually was when in standing he hit a lot of high tens, which saw him climb up the ladder. And what makes it all the special, I feel, is first the event, as I said, it was 50-meter 3P, where you would hardly hedge an event where you hardly hedge your bets on, but it was also a ticket collector from the Kamalwadi village of Maharashtra, not exactly known for shooting, from where an athlete comes up and grabs this medal. So yeah, it has been kind of a mixed bag. It's good news, obviously, like coming up from getting 0 medals in Tokyo to 3 medals in Paris. But yeah, if you see at the what could have beens, we could have won a lot more medals. India finished 14th on the shooting medal tally this year. Obviously, the front runners being China, USA, and South Korea. It's good news, but obviously we can do a lot better. It tells you that you're so close to the finish line, but when the big stage comes, there are a few who need a little bit of push to get over to the other side. Well, I've come to the end of my video, but there are other Olympic sports where Indians have participated in, and we have the reviews for all of them. So you can check the whole playlist out in the description below.